All right. What's up, everybody? It's 9 o'clock, and here we are. Uh, Today's video is going to be our first live video. Hopefully, it's the first of many to come. The main thing is, I didn't just want to throw together just a live video and just walk randomly around Tokyo. I thought what I'd do is I'd actually put together a schedule, and of course, I've been talking to a lot of people out here. They're planning on trips out here to Japan. So why not do a live and help you create a 5-day itinerary when you make a trip out here to Tokyo? So this is a 5-day itinerary. It's going to cover just Tokyo, but Tokyo for your first 5 days is what this video is going to be about today. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it live, and I'm actually going to walk you through this little presentation that I have put together. And what this will do is it's going to take us through 5 days, and we'll go through each thing bit by bit. And so we actually have a structured outline that we're going to go through today, and this is what I wanted to show you on how that's going to be done. And so in today's video, we're talking about the Tokyo 5-day itinerary. We'll talk about activities, shrines, shoppings, food, and more, and all those other good things that you can find when you're here in Tokyo. So here is our list of things that we will be talking about today. So this is our Tokyo 5-day, what to do in 5 days. We'll start off with your need to knows, and then after that we'll dig into, we'll go to day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. We'll do a breakdown of each day one by one. And then, of course, we'll have a Q&A at the very end. And then, of course, we'll wrap up the video. Since this is my first time, depending on how many people out there who watch this, this could be as short as 20 minutes. It could go an hour. And so we'll just see how many of you out there are going to be joining us today. I know it's very early over in the States. It's probably very early in the morning right now. It's probably about 5 or 6 in the morning in some places. It's very, very early. But hey, no worries. Let's go ahead and let's dive straight in. So once again, this is going to be our little guideline today of what we're going to be doing. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, once again, my name is Bunga. I'm actually a guide here in Japan. I run a little small outfit called Farside Japan. And Farside Japan, let me pull it up here so you can take a look at it. Farside Japan is pretty much a place where you can reach out to me. For those of you who are planning a trip out here to Japan, if you need help putting together an itinerary, or if you just have some questions about Japan or anything like that, what you can do is you can reach out to me here at farsidejapan.com. There's a little place down here in the bottom where you can actually send me a message, and I'd be more than happy to hear from any of you. Like I said, if you're planning a trip out to Japan, if you need someone to help you get around, that's what I do here. I am a guide, and I can guide you, is what we do. And of course, if you'd like to get to know me a little bit more, of course, watch this video. Or if you've been watching all my videos here on YouTube, you probably have an idea. I know some of you have been here to Japan already and have been on some of my tours. I think that's very great. These are some of the lovely people that have been on my tours here in Tokyo. These are all coming from my walking tours. I do walking tours and photo walking tours in Tokyo. So if you're coming out to Tokyo for the first time, you need someone to show you around, this is a great way to do it, okay? So this is a little bit about Farside Japan. That's a bit me. There's a couple of other videos here that you can watch on the channel, on other things that you can also check out on the website that I think that'll be very, very useful for you also. And these things are all there to give you some information to make things a lot easier when you actually come out to Japan. So with that, let's jump back over here. Let's go ahead and start with our need to know. There are some things that you'll need to know. Doop. Let's dive over here into my keynote. There we go. There I am. Let's start here. Need to know things. This is going to give you pretty much a good base of exactly where to start when you're putting together an itinerary. And before you start, you gotta have resources and you gotta have things that are going to help you, right? And these are some of those resources that you can find here. So let's start off here. If you're coming to Japan for your first time, these are the videos on the channel that I definitely recommend that I've actually posted within the past 2 months. The things not to do when you're visiting Japan, planning your trip to Japan, is the video that I have up here. And of course, what to expect your first hour when you land at the airport. And of course, make sure that your first 24 hours are the best 24 hours to get you up and running when you are here in Japan. So you're not just coming here and just trying to wing it and trying to figure things out. Please watch these videos. These are all there to help you out so you can find your way. The other thing I also have here, it's another video that I put out last week. These are some apps that you can use. I definitely recommend some of these apps that you can use. These apps are very useful. I think you'll find them very helpful. The main thing is check out this video if you would like to check out this video if you'd like to learn more about the different apps that you can use. By utilizing these resources, checking out these videos, checking out some of these apps that you can download, these apps will definitely uh, these apps are going to be there to help you. So when you get here to Japan, you can hit the ground running, and of course you'll have no issues at all whatsoever. Coming back to Farside Japan, when you come here to Japan, probably one of the most important things is to make sure that you are connected. And what I do offer here is I have these eSIM cards. Yes, gotta have your eSIM. eSIMs are great to connect your iPhone, and these things are here. They come in a 10 gigabyte, a 20 gigabyte, and then there's also, I think there's like a small 3 gigabyte plan that you can also, you can buy one here off the, you can buy one instantly now, or you can click on here learn more if you want to see the different packages on the different eSIMs that I have to offer. Make sure your iPhone has eSIM capabilities. Most iPhones from iPhone, I think iPhone XR, from the iPhone XR on up to your modern day iPhones, all have eSIM. I know a lot of Android phones also have eSIM capabilities too. The main thing is by getting your phone connected, you'll have access to all these apps that we talked about a little bit earlier. You have access to your Maps app, you have access to your translation apps, you have access to the train apps. I think it's important to make sure that you're connected because this is going to help you get around when you are in Japan. Also, give you access to translation apps. It's just good to be online to help you get around here and there. So if you're coming to Japan, if you don't have a data roaming plan, pick up one of these eSIM cards from Bungalogic's Farside, from me. Uh, I'd recommend probably a 10 gigabyte plan is probably ideal. If you have a family of 3 or 4 people, probably want to have one person with a 20 gigabyte plan and maybe everybody else just have a simple basic plan. And that way you can mix it up a little bit from here and there. The main thing is you want to have these eSIM cards to help you. And like I said, you maybe just need one or you need some for the family and such. Okay? And so that's what we're going to use there. Let's bounce back to our keynote. And so that is what we have here. Okay? Those are and these are all the apps that you can use when you're here in Japan. These apps are going to help you when you're getting around. The Go app is for taxis. You have your Suica and the Japan Transit app. These are all the apps that I'm going to be recommending when you come here. Okay. Once again, go ahead and please watch this video if you'd like more details on that. And then from here, once again, go to farsidejapan.com if you'd like to get more infos on my walking tours, or if you need access to eSIMs or any of those things. Okay? All right. So, without further ado, let's just jump straight into it, shall we? Let's start with day one. So, day one is going to be Asakusa, Ueno, Ameyoko. And of course, there's some alternatives here. You can also take a walking tour. So, these are the things that we're going to cover from here. And of course, I've already put together a little itinerary here that looks like this. And if we look through this itinerary, the itinerary is divided this way. You have a morning, a lunch, a midday, and an evening. If you notice, I didn't put any particular times on the itinerary. I believe if you're on holiday, you don't want to be restricted by a time. Be here at 8, be here at 9, be here at 10. If it's just you and you're wandering around, don't stress yourself out. Just have a general time where you know where you need to be and just be there. And so that is the way I've set up these itineraries. And so depending on where you are and when it starts, here's the morning, lunch, midday. And that's how I break it down. And then from here, we'll talk about the different activities that you can attend when you're here. So day one, once again, is going to be here. That's going to be boom, in Asakusa. Let's take a look at the map. Just kind of give you a general idea of what this looks like. Okay. Let me go in here, pull up the map. All right, so this is my map of Tokyo, and these are all the pins I have all across here of the different places that I usually take people to. This is what I'm basing this itinerary off, is my pinned map here. So we're actually starting up in this area here, which is Asakusa, and then you're working your way down into here and then across. Usually if you're going to come to Japan, you don't want to jump from here to here to here to here. I don't think it's a good way to optimize your time. And so the way the itinerary is set is you're going to hit certain parts and certain chunks of the city one bit at a time. And then, of course, by the end of the 5 days, you've covered a pretty good area here within Tokyo. And of course, most of these places are accessible on the Tokyo Metro and the JR line. Okay, mostly the JR line, but if you're going to be out here to Asakusa, then you definitely have to catch a metro in to these other parts. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back. Like I said, this map just gives you a general idea of where you are. This is all of Greater Tokyo. Tokyo starts here, and then if we follow the map out, this little area over here is where Tokyo Skytree is, and then from Skytree, there's a little place over here. There's a little place over here called this is Asakusa, and this is where we're going to do our first day. It's going to be on this area. The reason why I chose this area, it's the farthest area out, and so if you're working from here, you start on the farthest area out, and then what you're going to do is you're going to work your way back in towards more central Tokyo. And I feel that's the best way to really optimize your time. So let's go back here and let's go take a look at our itinerary. This is going to be our day one. So day one, you're going to start off in Asakusa. And Asakusa, what makes that place very unique is there's a little place up here called Sensoji Temple. And the other place I'd like to recommend in that area is melon bread. Melon bread is one of my favorite things that you can have up in this area. Melon bread is always super tasty, is what I like about it. But as you can see here, if this is your first day here in Tokyo, and if you're on your own and you're not sure of where to go or what to do, I have here is a Farside Japan walking tour. So once again, why not connect with me at farsidejapan.com, set up a tour with me, and on your first day here in Tokyo, I can actually take you out personally and show you around. I can help you figure out the trains, how to get around on the trains, how to get your Suica card, and of course, just make sure that you can actually see all the sights and all those things. And of course, by having a walking tour on the first day, whether you do it with me or somebody else, I do recommend doing it with Bunga, of course. By having the walking tour done on your first day, it'll give you a great introduction to the city, and plus you get to meet someone that's more local, like me. And then of course, I can definitely help you so you can get started. And of course, whether you wander around Tokyo on your own or you decide to do it with a guide, either way, as long as you have a walking tour on the first day, it at least will give you a great introduction to the city because you have someone who's familiar with the city already. And then what they will do is they will help you to get around. So that's very key. Okay. So this first place, Asakusa, Sensoji Temple, we get to have some melon bread. Not only that, when you get to Sensoji Temple, there's actually an arcade that you can walk through. There's an arcade, there's all these different shops and things that you can see. And follow your eyes, follow your nose is the main thing. And that's where you're going to spend most of the morning. This little place here that has melon bread, when you actually get up to the main temple, which is Sensoji itself, there's a little place I know here, since we have the map out. So if you're right here, so you hit Sensoji, you get right up here to the temple itself. And then after you're done doing your donations and what have you, what you do is do your prayers, and then you're going to walk over here, and there's this great place right here. This is what I recommend right here. It's this Asakusa melon pan. This place does a really, really delicious melon bread. It's one of my favorite places. and it's a place that I would definitely recommend that you would come check out. Okay, so jumping back into our keynote, that's what I have here is eat melon bread. Okay, from there, let's head over to Ueno and have lunch. Unless you stay in Asakusa, there's actually several places in Asakusa that you can have lunch. So if you want to have lunch first in Asakusa and then go to Ueno, you can do that. Or you can just hop on the train, go to Ueno, and then have lunch in the Ueno area. The Ueno area has mostly it's museums, Amiyoko shopping. There's kind of a wide variety of things there, but the main thing about Ueno that makes it interesting is the museums. The Tokyo National Museum is located in this area, and the Tokyo National Museum is located in this area, and on top of that, there's also a little place called Ameyoko that you can explore. And of course, Ueno Park itself is there also. I think Ueno Park also has a lot of interesting places that you can wander in and check out, is what you'll find. So, those are places that I would recommend in this area. And that's why I have Ueno there. And you can definitely spend a good 3 or 4 hours, maybe even longer there, if you wanted. There's a lot of things to see there, especially if you decide to stop over at the museum, explore the park, and go shopping around Amayoko. I would say save Amayoko for last, because if you save Amayoko for last, then you can end up in Amayoko and then you can have dinner in that particular area. There is a lot of different foods and things that you can find in this area that I would definitely recommend that are worth checking out. And so that's going to be there. And if you notice over here, I have these things. These are highlights in this particular area. These are fun things that you can do. One of them is if we go back, if you're at Sensoji, a great thing to do is get your fortune at Sensoji. It's one of the only places where they have the fortunes in English. And so I definitely recommend going there to check it out. When you're in Ueno, we have the Tokyo National Museum. I think the Tokyo National Museum is a great place to run around. They have the largest collection of Japanese artifacts in the world. In the world. So you can go there and check out everything. And then the next place I have over here is a place called Shinobazu Pond. Shinobazu Pond has the swan boats and things like that. But another thing that's really beautiful about that area is when you get out by Shinobazu Pond, it's just a great view of you get the pond, you get the city, and it's just a great place to just walk and just kind of chill. Especially if you've been walking around all day from Asakusa and around Ueno Park, go down to Shinobazu Pond and just take a break and just kind of like just chill. Okay. Now, if you want to go off the beaten path a little bit and say you didn't want to stay around Ueno, you can go to this place here called Yanaka Ginza. Yanaka Ginza is about 2 stops away from Ueno Station. So it goes Ueno, then you go up to a little place called Nippori, and then when you get to Nippori, let me pull up the map over here so we can take a look at that. Pull up the map. So we're going to be over here. This is Ueno area. Here's that pond. This is Shinobazu Pond that I was telling you about. It's right over here. Very cool place to go check out. But then this other place that I was telling you about, it's called Yanaka Ginza. Right up here, this is Nippori Station, and there's this area over here called Yanaka Ginza. And this is a great little shopping street. It takes you back to like, you get to see more of like a retro Japan. It's like Japan, late 70s, 80s. It's got some really, really neat things there. It's very, very short. If you were just to walk through it, you can probably finish it in like 5 to 10 minutes. But if you actually stop at the different shops and you eat food and you really explore, you can actually spend a good hour or two there also. So these are some things that you can explore while you are in this area if you want to take it a step further to go see a little bit more. And these are all connected, okay? All right, let's hop back into our first day. All right, so that is going to be mainly your day one. And of course, in the evening, you're going to end up in Amayoko. And then the neat thing is, if you're in Amayoko, you'll notice there's a lot of, it's mostly like Ame means American, Yoko means street, so it's like American street. And so you can actually find a lot of different ethnic foods there. There's also some good ramen shops that you can find there. If you like some of the ramen shops that I know, there's a place called Kakashi Ramen. There's another place called Idaya Ramen. There's a place out there that does a duck ramen. And of course, if you're just walking up Amayoko, there's just a variety of other places where you can just eat really good food. The main thing is, also in the evening there, they have like Japanese izakaya. You'll see a lot of people in suits and everything out there just kind of hanging out and eating. It's just a great way to kind of like mix with the locals in this particular area. And of course, for a first day, spending after doing all this walking around and ending up in Amayoko, I would say it's a great place to have dinner. There's plenty of options there to eat. I would say pick any place. You can't go wrong. And then just soak in. They have these places where you can actually eat outside. It's like literally you're eating in the middle of the Shotengai, and people are just around you, and it's a really really neat experience. Okay, and that would be a great way to cap off your first day, and then that's pretty much day one. So let's take a look at this one more time. So this is pretty much your day one full itinerary. For day one, that's what that's going to look like when you check that out, okay? All right, so after day one, let's head out to day two, okay? Day two. Day two, what we're going to do is we're going to hit Akihabara, the Imperial Palace, and the Ginza area. I think when you get out here to this particular area, I'm going to pull up the little map here so you can see. This particular area is going to be located just right below Ueno. And right here, you're going to find Tokyo Station. Beep, Tokyo Station. So we are on what's called, this is the Maranoche side. This is the area that we are talking about here. Okay, this is the area we're talking about here. So let's take a look at our itinerary and let's see what we got here. Okay, this is day two, Akihabara. You're gonna do Akihabara, the Imperial Palace, and then the Ginza area. Depending on how you are, I mean, if you want to do I'm going to recommend doing the Imperial Palace first. That is the best way to do it. So if you look here on my itinerary, once again, we're gonna start this here in the morning. You're going to arrive here at Tokyo Station is where you're going to arrive. So right here, Tokyo Station is where you arrive. And there's this long little promenade that you can cross over here. You'll probably spend the morning taking some photos here. And I would say a really neat thing to do also, if you're in this area, is you can like walk across this area here. And this whole area here is just a really cool place to check out before you head out towards the Imperial Palace. And of course, once again, this is the Imperial Palace East Gardens. These are the Imperial Palace East Gardens, and you can explore this particular area right over here. So if you look at our itinerary, let's go back to this itinerary that we're looking at here. The first area is the Imperial Palace, the East Gardens, and walk the perimeter. It's a 5-kilometer perimeter all the way around. It depends on how early you get there in the morning. And of course, once again, most things in Akihabara don't open until 10:30, 11. So you can probably spend a good 2 or 3 hours just walking in this area, taking photos, and just taking it all in. So this is going to be the Imperial Palace. Now, let me go back and show you the map one more time. If we're looking at this map here, and when I talk about that perimeter, this perimeter goes around like this, right? You can actually walk around this perimeter, and it's neat. There's a place over here where it actually kind of like if you walk around here, it cuts right into here, so you can check it out. You'll actually see a lot of people who are running around here throughout the day. It's a very popular running spot. So if there's any of you runners out there who feel like running around the Imperial Palace, you can get there early in the morning and get some exercise. It's a great way to dig in. Okay, so from here, let's jump back into our keynote. So that is a great way to spend your morning. Now, from here, if you're looking at that, I have some of my uh, bonus to here. Da, da, da. Oops. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. I had the wrong screen up. So here we are. So if you're in the East Gardens, once again, the East Gardens, that's the palace, and of course the promenade over by Tokyo Station is what I have over there. Okay. From here, you can go have lunch over in Akihabara is what I would recommend. You can have lunch in Akihabara, or if you wanted to, if you didn't want to go to Akihabara and have lunch, you can actually walk back. You can actually walk back to Tokyo Station, and underneath Tokyo Station there is a place called Grandstand. And in Grandstand, let's go back to the map here. When you're back here in Tokyo, right over here, let me zoom in. Underneath Tokyo Station, it's a huge underground. Usually you'll find a lot of people there. It's usually super, super crowded. But if you're looking for something to eat and you just want to be in the station so you can head out to Akihabara next, then this is a place that I would definitely recommend that is worth checking out. There is a lot of good food places that you can find within Tokyo Station. I think a very famous place is Tokyo Ramen Street if you're looking for bowls of ramen. If you're just looking for goods and things, there's Tokyo Character Street. For you Studio Ghibli fans out there, there's a little Ghibli shop, a satellite Ghibli shop that you can find in that area also. So just within Tokyo Station alone, there's a lot of things that you can see there, and then you can have lunch there. And then of course, after spending the morning around the Imperial Palace, from the promenade back to the station, then from here you can catch a train up to Akihabara, and from Tokyo Station to Akihabara, it's probably less than 6. I think it's like a 6-minute train ride. Is all it is. It's very very close, and you can just hop on the Yamanote line or the Yamanote line or the Keihin Tohoku line, and that's going to take you straight up here to Akihabara. So let's check out our map. You go past Kanda. Boom! Here's Akihabara. You can see I have several places pinned on the map also that you can check out here in Akihabara. Now, the main thing is if you're in Akihabara, Akihabara is more about fun time. So we have Electric Town. There's all the anime shops, and then for those of you who want to, why not visit a maid cafe? Maid cafes Maid cafes are very G-rated, so don't get any funny ideas. It's all part of Japan's cute culture, is what you're going to find there. And so by visiting a maid cafe, I think you can be very very well entertained. I think you can find it quite fun. Okay. The other things that you'll find here are anime shops. If you collect anime goods, if you collect anime cards, or like Pokemon cards, One Piece cards, any of those things, you will actually find a lot of this in this particular area. If I go back here to the map, just so we can see it a little bit more, in this area over here, there's this really cool place called Akihabara Radio Kaikan. Very, very famous shopping place. A lot of people go up here to go do shopping, is what you'll find. And they're looking for anime goods, cards, and everything you can find here. Oh, and if you're not into anime and all those things, maybe you need to look for some glasses. This is a great place to get prescription glasses, believe it or not. You can get some prescription glasses in this particular area also. And it's just a really good area to explore. And from here, there's also up around this area here. This is part of what we call Chuodori. You can actually explore in this area. There's different arcades, and then there's these little back alleys that you can explore too. These back alleys have a lot of unique places that you can find also. Super Potato, for those of you who are into retro games, looking for retro games and things like that, you can also find that here at Super Potato in this particular area. So this area will have those things also. Okay, so there's a bunch of things that you can find here in Akihabara. It all just depends on the type of person you are and what kind of things you're looking at. But if you've never been to Akihabara, it's a great place. Uh, so not just the electronics and anime. On the other side, on the other side of Akihabara Station, over here on this side, there's the big Yodobashi camera. If you're into electronics and things like that, if you're into camera gear and things like that, this is the place where you can find it. Is going to be here at Yodobashi Akiba. It's a big old electronics store. I think it's easily 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 8 floors. On the top floor and the eighth floor, there's actually food and restaurants there also. So here's another fun thing. If you didn't have, just totally space it. If you didn't have lunch at Tokyo Station, you can actually go to Yodobashi Akiba and have lunch on the eighth floor. There's all kinds of food and things that you can find up in this particular area. Okay? All right, so let's jump back into our keynote. So that's going to be Akihabara Electric Town. These are the things you're going to find. One more thing I want to point out. These are the go-to things. We got the East Garden, Game Panic Maid Cafe, and then nightlife here. We'll get that in a moment. We'll get that in. Let's get into that in just one moment. Game Panic and Maid Cafes, I think we talked about already. Let's jump into the evening. After you're done wandering around Akihabara and you've had a good time and everything's good, the next place you're going to go to is here, the Ginza area. And it's day 2 of your holiday, so why not have something a little bit fancy? Fancy. I want to have a good fancy feast. So I'm going to jump back in the map and show you where that is one more time. So when we're back in our map, so from Akihabara, and it's just a train ride away. You're going to get down to this, go past Tokyo Station. This here is Yurakucho Station. It's the station right below Tokyo Station, and you're going to be here in the evening. And as you're here in the evening is where you're going to find your meals and find some food. So a great place to walk out is this little place here. So this is Yurakucho Station here, and then if you follow the tracks, this is Shimbashi Station right here. And the place I'm recommending to go have dinner is in this area right down through here. There's actually a lot of great restaurants. If you like tempura and wine, there's this place that I have bookmarked over here. Maybe you want to go check that out. There's another place over here. It's a shopping center, but this whole area has a pretty good nightlife. You'll find bars, restaurants, and a wide variety of different foods. You definitely can't go wrong wherever you go in this particular area. And once again, I'm not recommending any particular spot. What I'm giving you is a general area. And that way, when you go to these general areas, you can feel free to explore on your own to look for things. So you're not just listening to me saying, "Hey, go to this restaurant, go to this place, do that." You're actually going to that general location and you're exploring on your own. That's part of the joy of discovery. So by coming out to this particular area, uh, this will be kind of the Ginza area. It's a great place to explore. It's a great place to find food and just a great place to enjoy the nightlife and a great way to cap day 2 of the itinerary, right? And so that's 2 full days of lots of activities from morning to night. All right, so from here, let's move on to our next day, shall we? This is the big one, Shibuya and Shinjuku. This is what everybody comes to Tokyo for. All right. So we have Shibuya and Shinjuku. Now these are 2 areas. Now, if you had a little bit more time, you can actually do Shibuya in a whole day. You can do Shibuya like in 2 days, and then you can do Shinjuku like in one whole day. On my channel, if you watch my channel, I know most of you do watch my channel. On my channel, there's 15 things you can do in Shinjuku, and there's 20 things you can do in Shibuya, and that just kind of gives you a general idea of what you can do just in those areas in just one day. So let's jump in and let's check out this itinerary, and let's see what we can do here. Now, I'm probably not going to cover all the things that you can do here because I know there's a ton of things that you can do in this particular area. But let's go ahead and let's jump into it. And most of this is mostly around Shibuya. It doesn't dive too much into Shinjuku. We're going to do mostly Shinjuku in the evening. So let's go ahead and zoom in and let's take a look at this. Our morning, if you look here, in the morning, we're going to go over to the Shibuya crossing. The reason why I recommend the Shibuya crossing in the morning is it's not as crowded. You're not going to find as many people there in the mornings. After, say, 10, 11 o'clock, the Shibuya crossing in Hachiko starts to get really, really busy. And in the evening, it's just super, super crazy. It's just very, very crowded, and there's just a lot of people pretty much everywhere, is what you'll find. But the morning time is the best time to go to Shibuya Crossing and to visit Hachiko. So let's pull out the map one more time and let's travel over to this side and let's take a look at it. And we can also scope out some of my pins. So let's zoom back out. So what we're doing now is we're going to be over on this side of our map. And we're going to be here in the Shibuya area. And as you can see in the Shibuya area, I have tons and tons and tons of pins here. And I do a lot of my walking tours in this area too. And a lot of people come to this area. Shibuya and Shinjuku. Shinjuku is the busiest station in the world. Shibuya is the second busiest station in the world. So they're both very, very busy stations. And these areas are going to be more congested than you'll find than other places that you'll see around Tokyo. So let's go over here to Shibuya. And let's just zoom in right over here. And of course, this is where your famous the Shibuya crossing is. That's where everybody's going to be. Okay, the Shibuya crossing. Let's jump back into our itinerary and let's take a look at it. So if we look at it here, I have Shibuya crossing and Hachiko. That's in the morning, and then of course also part of that morning you're going to be exploring the west side. The west side area is the area that kind of there's a place called Shibuya Center Guy. There's a place up here called the Parco. There's just all kinds of different shops. So if you explore the west side, I would say just go down, check out the shops, and it all depends on what exactly you're looking for. If you want to go to the Nintendo store or the Pokemon store, or then you're going to go to a place called the Parco Shibuya. It's on the sixth floor. And most people like to go to the Nintendo store. It's very, very popular if that's what you're looking for. If you're a One Piece fan, there's also a shop up there called the Jump Shop. There you can see a big, gigantic Luffy. He's standing there and he's watching you. So that's the Parco over in Shibuya is what you're going to find there. Okay? That's on the west side. And I would say the west side has the most shopping that you can tackle. You can easily spend morning to evening just in that area. You're walking, you're eating, you're shopping, and then you're eating and you're walking and then you're shopping a little bit more. And so this particular area, Shibuya, is a hot spot. And so that's why when you get to Shibuya Station, it's always crowded and there's always a lot of people there. The next thing that you'll find over here, there's also the east side of Shibuya Station. The east side of Shibuya Station is a little bit more chill. You're going to find the Shibuya Stream and Shibuya Hikarie. These two places I actually highlighted in the last video I've just recently posted on my channel about 3 days ago, a week ago, I don't know. I think I posted on Monday, Tuesday. Anyways, it's the most recent video I just posted this past week, and it's a whole new video. Anyways, we won't get into that. The main thing is, if you want to see more about Shibuya Stream or Shibuya Hikarie, check out that last video. That's AI made me do it. Okay, and then we go through Shibuya Stream and Hikarie, and those are pretty neat places. And there's also some offbeat places in Shibuya that you can also find that are on that video also that I think that you will find quite useful for you. So please do check out those videos. A lot of the videos I make on my channel are geared towards helping you when you're here in Japan so you can find stuff. All right, lunchtime here. While you're in Shibuya, why not have lunch while you're here in Shibuya? There is a lot of places you can have lunch here in Shibuya. Do you want sushi? Kuda Sushi, Sushido. These two places are always crowded. Kuda Sushi, Sushido. This is it's the conveyor belt sushi places. These are conveyor belt sushis. Now, another place I know that's a little bit more off the beaten path. There's a little place I know. It's called Uebe. So let me show you on the map where that is. Uh, if you're crossing over here, boo, boo, boo. Oh, hold on, let me. Okay, this right here, this area right here, this is where you're gonna see the big 109. The big 109, you can actually see that from the crossing. This little thing right here says 109, and then whether if you go over here towards the left of it, this side over here, and you walk up, there's a Uniqlo in this area. For those of you who like shopping around Uniqlo, there's a Uniqlo in this particular area that you'll actually run into. And then from the Uniqlo, you can follow up, and there's this little back alley right here. There's this little back alley. And in this little back alley over here, you're gonna find another sushi place. It's called Uebe. Uebe. Uobei is how I would spell it. Uobei. Uobei. Ube. You think I've lived here in Japan for so long and I still can't pronounce Ube. Oh yeah, ube, ube. Okay. So the main thing is that there's this little sushi shop, ube. It's also conveyor belt sushi. So if Sushiro is full and Kuda Sushi is full, and you still want to have sushi, then you go to ube. Now these are more like your local. Ube is kind of more of a local spot. If you want to have a level above that's a little bit more fancy, there's another place that's called Sushi Zanmai. Sushi Zanmai is I think it's up behind the Don Quixote. In this area, there's another sushi place over here. But the key thing is in Shibuya, sushi, ramen, or wagyu. If you want to have wagyu, and this is not, once again, this is just lunchtime. We're not talking fancy dinner, okay? We're talking just lunchtime. There's one more little place I know I'll show you. There's this little back alley. Let's see where we are at. Right here. Right here. There's this little back alley right here that you have to walk in right here. A little back alley. There's a little place over here called I think it's called Jute Jute. Yeah, it's this place right here. And this little place does Wagyu too. And their lunch deals are actually quite good. And the meat is quite excellent. And so if you're looking for a place to have some good Wagyu and you're just kind of hanging out and you don't want to do the sushi thing, hey, this is a place that I would recommend. Okay? All right. So with that, let's jump back into our keynote. Now, that's just Shibuya alone, right? In the evening, what you're going to do uh, in the evening, evening after lunch. Okay, getting ahead of our schedule. So after lunch, after eating, then we're gonna go to Meiji Jingu Shrine. Meiji Jingu Shrine is right above Harajuku, and then you can spend kind of like this midday exploring Meiji Jingu and Harajuku. It's a little bit more chill, and it's a little bit more quiet. Not as many people around here during this time, and you can go check out this area. Meiji Jingu, let's jump back into the map. You can actually walk over to Meiji Jingu after you just had your amazing dinner or your amazing lunch, after you just had your wonderful lunch, and then we're gonna follow this over here. And then you're gonna walk up here, and right over here is Meiji Jingu Gyoen. It's the gigantic park. And this is where you can spend your midday, is what I would say is a great place. And there's the big old gigantic torii gate that you'll find here. I wonder if it's Meiji Jingu. Meiji Jingu, yeah. But yeah, anyway, so that's Meiji Jingu. Meiji Jingu is where you can spend your midday here in Tokyo. So Meiji Jingu is where you're going to be. Okay? And this area is good to explore. And then when you're done exploring Meiji Jingu, there's another place right over here that's really popular with everybody. It's called Takeshita Dori Street. Food, candy, snacks is what you'll find in this area. And it's always packed with a lot of people. But also animal cafes is what you'll find in this the mini pig cafe. You'll find the mini cafes and all kinds of things in there. Uh, and I would say if you're wandering around with your family or you got little kids, this is actually a good place to actually bring family and kids and things like that. And that's right around this particular area. And that would be a great way to spend that midday in this area. So you do Shibuya during the morning, have lunch in Shibuya, and then towards the midday, you can either take the train to Harajuku or you can walk up this way. Depends on you. The walk is about 20-25 minutes from Shibuya. The train is just 2 stops over, is how that's going to be. So that just really depends on you and your legs and what you want to do. Okay, that's going to take care of Meiji Jingu and Harajuku. Okay, that's what we're going to see there. And then in the evening, we're going to go over to Shinjuku. So you can actually do Shinjuku in the daytime. There's other things that you can do over here. These are things that I really didn't mention, which I should have mentioned. But I'm trying to pack everything within a 5 day that I feel is most reasonable. But once you go over here, there's the Tokyo Metropolitan Building that you can go check out in Shinjuku. There's also the giant Godzilla head that's over in Kabukicho. And then, of course, the nightlife. Since this is where we're going to round out our day, you can spend your evening in Shinjuku. This area that here is pretty popular is, of course, you had the Kabukicho. Oh, wow, I totally spelled that. Totally spelled Kabukicho wrong. Kabukicho. They have the Kabukicho area that you can go through, and Golden Gai. Golden Gai is for the grown-ups, just for the grown-ups, just for the grown-ups. You must be 20 years or older. I mean, you can bring your kids here, but it's mostly an adult place where it's mostly bars and things like that. And but it usually will open after 5 o'clock, and then after 5 o'clock, you can go down there to go wander around. Let's go here and show you. Let's go show you on the map. I hope this is helping everybody by checking this out, right? By having these areas. We're going through this. Okay, let me show you the map. Okay, so now we're back over here to the map. And what you're going to do is if you want to go to Golden Gai, you want to exit out the east side of Shinjuku Station. Now, something you need to know about Shinjuku Station. Shinjuku Station is the busiest station in the world, and it's a very, very easy place to get lost. Okay, and I've a lot of people who have come to Japan that I've taken around, a lot of people that I've talked to, when it's their first time, they always get lost in Shinjuku Station. So here's a tip to help you get around Shinjuku Station. Always remember this: look for the central east west passage. Central east west passage. Okay? If you're staying at a hotel in the Shinjuku area, if you're staying at Keio Plaza, if you're staying at the Hilton, if you're staying at the Hyatt, that's all going to be central west exit area. If you're staying over by the Godzilla head, if you're staying over by Hotel Gracery, or you're staying over at a Kabukicho Tower, that's all going to be central east area Kabukicho of Shinjuku Station. So those are just some things that will help you to get around. The other area that you'll find also in Shinjuku is that the south exit. There's also the south exit. The south exit is also a very prominent area that you can wander around. The south exit is, let's see, go through my map here. The south exit is this area located right. This whole area over here is all south exit. That's also a whole nother area that you can explore. That is in Shinjuku. So just know that this whole area is very easy to get lost in. And so when you're exploring in this area, just remember, if you're coming from the airport, whether you're coming from Haneda or you're coming from Narita, and you take a bus into the city, the bus will usually drop you off at the south exit area of Shinjuku Station. And if you're in Shinjuku Station has two south exits, the old south and the new south. I know. Does it get more confusing than that? Okay? But just remember that, okay? So the key thing is, if you're in Shinjuku Station, remember Central East West Passage. That is going to be the access point to go from east to west, west to east, okay? And then if you're on the south exit, that area up here in the south exit, if you're up here in the south exit, you actually don't see the central east or west passage. So sometimes people will go to the south exit and then they're like thinking to themselves, where, where is the central east west passage? But just so you know, if you're on the south exit, there is no central east west passage. And then some people, what they'll do is they'll look at the map and they say, I have no idea where to go. And then they end up walking the long way around. So those are things that you want to avoid when you are in Shinjuku. Okay? Anyways, so the key point is this. Let's jump back into our keynote. Shinjuku, you'll end up here in the evening. Great place to have dinner, great place to have drinks, and great way to cap off our day 3 on the itinerary. Okay, that's just day 3. And once again, if you're looking for wonderful things to do in the area, the highlights once again in Shibuya itself, we have the Nintendo store, Mega Donkey. Oh, I didn't talk about this, but let me just briefly say it. Shibuya Sky is an activity that you can partake of. What makes Shibuya Sky very, very unique? It offers a 360 view of Tokyo, where you can see Skytree and Tokyo Tower in the same skyline. Okay, if you were to go to Tokyo Skytree to look at the view of the city, of course you're in Skytree, so you're not going to see Skytree. All right. But if you're in that area, Shibuya is an activity. These are optional activities that you can partake of, but these are highlights that I think my words are gonna jump. These are places that I think that you should go and check out. So Shibuya Sky, the Nintendo store, Mega Donkey. We'll talk more about this on day 5 when we talk about shopping. But the Tokyo Metropolitan Building, the Tokyo Metropolitan Building. In the evening, they have the world's the world's largest projection mapping show. It's got a Guinness World Record, and those shows start from 6 in the evening. 6:30, 7:38, 8:30, 9, and then the last show is 9:30 in the evening. If you're in this area in the evening, I would definitely recommend checking out the Tokyo Metropolitan Building. Also, you can actually go in the Tokyo Metropolitan Building during the day. Also, check it out. Once again, I didn't want to get into too much details because, once again, this is like if you have a tight schedule and you want to hit everything. But the Tokyo Metropolitan Building, definitely a place worth checking out. The Godzilla Head over in Kabukicho, definitely worth checking out. And of course, Shinjuku, nightlife, Golden Guy for drinks, and of course, the same area when you're in Shinjuku, great place to look for food and to look for something to eat if you're in that particular area. Okay? All right, so that is day 3. Oh boy, we're actually going through this, aren't we? That's day 3. Okay, so the next place we're going to go to. Let me change this over here. So the next place we're going to hit up is. So we've been doing a lot of Tokyo. So why not take a little day trip outside of Tokyo on day 4? And then of course, our little day trip is going to take us to a little place called Hakone. Hakone is one of my favorite areas here in Japan. It's great. We've spent the last 3 days just exploring the city. It's been super, super busy. There's probably a lot of people, a lot of things going on. You probably now just want to take a couple of moments, take a couple of steps back, and you just want to relax and just chill. This is where you do your day trip to Hakone. And let's go ahead and take a look at the itinerary here in Hakone. Okay? Definitely want to get out early. If you're going to catch the train out, you want to probably leave around 7 or 8 o'clock. And then you'll easily arrive there around 8 or 9. Okay? And one of the points to hit in the beginning is Hakone Shrine. Do Hakone Shrine in the morning. That whole area, you got to walk up to the top, walk all the way down to the bottom. there's this big, beautiful torii gate that's right there on the edge of the lake. There's always a long line of people who are waiting to go under it to take a picture. If you get there early enough in the morning, you can be one of the first people to take a picture with that big torii gate by the lake, is what I recommend. If you get there a little bit more later in the afternoon, then that big torii gate, there's always a long line of people, and then you'll end up waiting a long, long time to get into it. I took my family up there. I think we waited about half an hour to go through the line, but they were coming all the way from California, and it was just they wanted to see it. So I said, you know what, you're coming from California. Let's wait the half hour. Let's take the picture. So, but yeah, that's going to be Hakone Shrine. So when you do go to like Hakone Shrine, it's a day trip, but remember getting out there. If you have a chartered car, it's about an hour. If you take the train, it's about an hour and a half. Hour and a half, about an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Can't remember at the top. I always drive, so I don't remember. I don't know how long it takes to get there by train. Yeah. Okay. So, so the main thing is the morning is you want to hit Hakone Shrine. Just let me just put this out there right now. When you go to Hakone, if you're just doing a day trip, whether it's a chartered car or you take the train out, and there are certain things that you must do when you're in Hakone, the three things that I recommend when you're there is hit these three places: Hakone Shrine, Owakadani Ropeway, and then ride a boat. Ride a boat. That's riding the boat on Lake Ashi. There's two different boats. There's the pirate ship, and then there's the other boat. If you can, try to get on the pirate ship. The pirate ship is just it's just a fun experience. Okay, and usually the best way to do it is if you look at how I have the itinerary set up. We're gonna do Hakone Shrine first, and then after you do Hakone Shrine, then ride the boat over to the other side, then catch the ropeway up to Owakadani. So think of that way: Hakone Shrine, boat, Owakadani. If you hit it like that, boom, 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 then you can optimize the day, and then you can get the most out of the day in Hakone. You can see the best spots. Anything in between that you run into, just consider that a bonus. Now, if you're going to take the train out to Hakone, you can actually get a Hakone day pass over in Shinjuku Station on the south side of Shinjuku Station. Okay, on the south side of Shinjuku Station, you can get your Hakone Day Pass. And what that does is that allows you to ride uh, trains, buses, and I believe the Day Pass also lets you ride the ropeway and the boat, possibly. So when you go to the south side of Shinjuku Station and you get your Hakone Day Pass, if that's how you're going to do it, just double check to make sure that you can actually ride the the boat on the pass that you decide to use to get out there, and that way when you get out there, it's comfortable. Uh, if you have a little more extra to spend, and instead of getting day pass, of course you can charter a car to go out to Hakone. Usually when I do my tours out in Hakone, I'll usually charter a vehicle to go out to that particular area, and that way we can just kind of hit a little bit more spots. But you don't have to have a car to go through Hakone. It's going to be a lot more walking, and so if you're one who's not keen on walking too much and you just want to hit the main points, then I would say the most important thing is charter a car. Right? It's your first time coming out here. If you charter a car to explore around that particular area, it's worth it too. Either way. Okay, so if you got energy and you want to explore, walk around, get the Otakyu Day Pass. If you want to take it a little bit more easily, you don't want to rush, you want to enjoy one place to the next, get a chartered car, drive out there, and then the chartered car will usually have you back in Tokyo before 6, and they'll try to get everything done by 5 is how that'll be. Okay, but this is going to be Hakone. Now, another fun thing that I like to point out here is when you are in Hakone, when you take the ropeway, up to Owakudani, it's very well known for their black eggs. The black eggs are actually cooked right into the onsen, and that's what makes the black eggs very, very popular here. And my little hack to that is get a black egg, go up to the restaurant, and have the black curry. Okay, so you can have your black eggs with the black curry, eat it together. That will be your lunch for the day, and it's just a great snack and a great meal that you have all up there after running around, riding the boat and everything, and building up an appetite. Now, before you go up to Wakadani, I forgot to mention lunch is just light snacks, and the reason why I say light snacks is because you're gonna eat curry at a Wakadani. That's why I have it set up that way. Okay, so if you look at here, while you're walking around riding the boat, you have your snacks, ride the ropeway. Oh, and when you're riding the ropeway up to Owakadani, if it's a good clear day, you can see Mount Fuji. Okay, you will be able to see Mount Fuji from there if it's a good day. Just so you know, sometimes you might run into the clouds, and sometimes clouds just happen, and that's just the way it is. Okay, but uh, the main thing is the ropeway will give you a nice view of Mount Fuji. Also, when you get up to Owakadani, there is an outstanding view of Mount Fuji from up there also. And plus, it's super, super windy, just so you know. So just be ready when it's very, very windy. And of course, your hair will blow. And if you're wearing a hat, you might lose your hat. So just be careful about that. Okay? All right. So that is Owakadani. After you're done seeing Owakadani and you have your curry, you have your black eggs, you'll ride the ropeway back down. You can't ride the ropeway all the way up to the top, the opposite direction of where you came, and then from there you can take a train or back here to Tokyo. Is how you can do it. Or if you charter a car after you do Wakadani, that will be the last thing, and then you would hop in your car, and then you would come back to Tokyo. Now you're gonna spend about a good hour, hour and a half driving there, and a good hour and a half, close to 2 hours driving back. So if you think about that, you're probably gonna be tired. You're probably going to be tired and exhausted already. And so when you come back here to Tokyo, what I recommend is just take it easy in the evening, and then just have dinner around your hotel or the area around your hotel. Just make it simple. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be something that's too fancy or anything like that. And this is what I would recommend after your day 4 spending it there. Okay. But these over here are going to be all the key points that you're going to want to hit in your day 4. Okay? All right, so that is day 4. Okay? Now, moving right along. I can see we're we're doing pretty good. We're an hour into this. Moving right along to our day 5. Let's look at day 5 here. Day 5. Let's do some activities and go on some tours, shall we? We can go on some activities and enjoy some tours. We have Team Lab Borderless. You can do ramen. You can go shopping. Since this is your day 5, probably want to take it a little bit easy. You don't have to run around too much. I know we've been running around a lot the last couple of days. So I have this schedule set up just like this. It's a very, very simple itinerary is what you have here. And how we're going to spend the morning is it's great to go to Team Lab Borderless. Now there's a Team Lab Borderless and there's a Team Lab Planets. And whichever one you decide to go to, one is not better than the other, my personal feeling. If you've never been to a Team Lab Borderless, you can go to either one. They both give you a very, very unique experience. If you really enjoy one over the other and you want to visit two, then why not visit Team Lab Borderless and also visit Team Lab Planets? You can definitely do both. But both in the same day, I don't know. It's up to you how you want to do it. But if you have to do one or the other, I like I said, either one is okay. Team Lab Borderless, it's my favorite. Just so you know. Okay. From here, after you're done Team Labs, make sure that's in the morning. Once you've done Team Lab in the morning, then it's going to be lunchtime. So when you're done with lunch, what I want to do is want to recommend this. You can do either a ramen. You can either do a ramen cooking class, or you can go on a ramen tasting tour. You can do one of those. I do the ramen. I do the ramen tasting tours here in Tokyo. I'll leave a link down below if you'd like to check that out. If you'd like to partake in a ramen cooking class, I'll also leave a link and a special coupon code, a promotion code that you can use for that and get 5% off for ramen making classes. But on of course, on day 5, why not just do something very relaxing? Go to Team Lab Borderless. After, go on a ramen tour or a ramen making class. It's very nice. And then after you're done doing all that, then what you can do is you can go shopping and go get souvenirs and uh, go get souvenirs and things like that. And during this time, if you think about if if you think about the different places that we've already been to for shopping, maybe you want to go back up to Shibuya and hit up some of the spots over there to do some shopping. There's the Mega Don Quixote over in Shibuya that a lot of people like to go shopping. There's also a Don Quixote in Shinjuku, but just know the one in Shinjuku is smaller than the one over in Shibuya. Shibuya is the big one, and so you'll find most things there. And if you're looking for like food and souvenirs and things like that, those are mostly located those those are mostly located down in the basement area is what you're going to find. Okay, and that's shopping. Now, if you're over in the Yugurakucho area, Ginza, that's where all the brand shops are also, or Harajuku also. If you're looking for brand, well, actually, you can find brand stuff everywhere. If you're just staying within the Shibuya area, there's Megadon, and then there's Miyashita Park. Miyashita Park, there's a lot of great places there that you can go shopping and find things too. If you're looking for more like vintage goods and things like that, there's a place I know called Shimokitazawa. I didn't put that anywhere on the itinerary, it just came out of my brain. But if you're looking for things like that, vintage goods and things, Shimokitazawa, that's just a bonus author out there for you. But pretty much on this day is you're going to do shopping and do shopping all the way out into the evening. And then, of course, after that, why not spend the evening having dinner in a little place called Omoide Yokocho? Let's go back here. Omoide Yokocho is over in Shinjuku, and I think what I like about that place, it's got a really cool vibe. It gets pretty crowded in the evening because a lot of visitors will be over in this particular area in Shinjuku, but it's a nice place because there's it's kind of like walking through like a old retro Japan. It's like a time machine. I call it the time machine because the moment you walk down that first road, it's like something out of Midnight Diner if you've ever watched Midnight Diner. But it's got all these like these tiny little shops where everybody's kind of like tucked in, and you eat chicken on a stick. And there's one main alley with an intersection, and then there's an outer alley that you can go to also. Let me pull this up on the map so I can explain it to you better. If you look here on our map here, Omoide Yokucho is located right. Ooh, hold on here. Omoide Yokucho is actually right around this area right over here. Oh, right here. Here it is. This place right here is Omoide Yokucho. It's right in Shinjuku. Omoide, memory, Yokucho Street, memory lane is what they like to call it. And this is the alley I was telling you about. It's right here. So there's this alley that goes up and down through here, and then there's a cross. Now, if you notice, I have a little pin over here. This place is called Jonetsu Horumon. Now, if you want a semi-fancy dinner, but you want something that's not like super super fancy, but you still want to have like a good wagyu. This place, Jonetsu Horomon, does a black wagyu. I had their 300-gram sirloin steak. Ooh, so good. And so usually if I'm thinking about having wagyu or what have you, this is a great place to have it. That's the one I have highlight here, but that's right here in Omoide Yokocho, and I think that's a great place to have your last meal in Tokyo before you take off to go somewhere else. Okay, but that makes for a fun full day also. So that's going to be this area here. Okay, all right. Wow, we actually went through a lot of things. Let's go back here to our keynote. So that's going to be a Moriokucho. Oh, let's just go one last thing on the highlights. Once again, highlights of your day 5. Do Team Lab Borderless. Do a ramen making class. Do a ramen making class or a ramen tour. Or if you want to go on another walking tour with Bunga, instead of a walking tour, how about going on a photo walking tour? And then that's where I teach you how to take photos. I can take pictures of you and your family, and we can just have wonderful time together, and I can show you around. And then shopping. Okay, that is day 5. All right, that is pretty much our itinerary, right? Let's take a look at this one more time. Day 1 is Asakusa, Ueno, Amayoko. Okay. Day 2, Akihabara, Imperial Palace, and the Ginza area. Day 3, Shibuya and Shinjuku. And we did mostly Shibuya the day, and Shinjuku was more evening and entertainment, is how we planned that. Day 4 was getting outside of Tokyo, do a little day trip out to Hakone. And then, of course, dinner by your hotel, because that's going to be a long day. And then, of course, we're going to wrap it up here. Day 5, go to Team Up Borderless. Do a cooking class or a tour, or if there's any other activities. Maybe you don't want to do a ramen tour, or you don't want to do make ramen. If you check out Get Your Guide, Viter, or Cluck, any of those 3 platforms, there's plenty of other activities that you can find that you can do. I mean, some of the activities I haven't mentioned about is there's a samurai museum that you can check out in Shinjuku. There's if you really like go karts, you can do that. There's also Samurai Zoom, go karts. There's also a you can go visit the sumo stalls. Uh, there's a whole bunch of different experiences that you can still partake of. And so this 5-day itinerary, think of it as just a base of things to start upon, especially if it's your first time coming to Japan and you're not familiar with Japan and you're not sure where to start. This 5-day itinerary is a great way to build you a nice little foundation so you can have an idea of so you can have a good idea of where to go and what to do. And then from here, depending on the different areas that you pick out, you can find some other things that you can do in those particular areas too, to find yourself entertained, if that's what you like to do. Okay, so as we slowly round this out, I mean, there's a couple of people here, but I just want to know if anybody has any more questions. It's kind of been very chill. Let's see. Oh, there's a question here from Poof. I heard Amori Yokocho being a little bit touristy. Let's see. Yeah, Amori Yokocho can be a little bit touristy. That's true. The only reason why I recommend it is because if you haven't been there before, I think it's a place that's actually worth checking out. It's a place that's worth looking at. If there are there any other day trips from Tokyo? The other day trips that I can recommend from Tokyo. Other day trips that I can recommend from Tokyo is you can either do Kamakura. Kamakura is like little Kyoto, right? If you're in Kyoto, if you can't make it out to Kyoto, then you go to Kamakura. And then Kamakura, they have like this big old Buddha statue. You can actually go inside it and look through its eyes. So that place is called Kamakura. Okay, you have Kamakura is a nice day trip. Enoshima, you can actually do Kamakura and Enoshima together. That could make a 1-day trip that's outside of Tokyo. Another day trip outside of Tokyo, if you want to do something really cool, I'd recommend Spacia X Train. There's a video on my channel called Spacia X. I take you out to a place called Kinugawa Onsen. That's actually more of an overnight trip, but if you wanted to, you could actually just do a round trip. Just write it out to, write it out towards Nikko, and then from Nikko ride the train back into Tokyo. You can easily do that all in 1 day. That can also be a 1-day trip. So the day trips that you can take out of Tokyo is, besides Hakone, you can do day trip to Kamakura and Enoshima, or you can also ride the Spacia X train and take a day trip out to Nikko or Kinugawa Onsen Town. If you like outdoors and hiking, there's another place called Mount Takao. Takao, and then Mount Takao is you hike up the mountain, and that's like very naturesque and things like that. So these are other things that you can check out also. I hope that helps out. Do we have any other questions from anybody else? If there's anybody else here in the chat, I want to make sure that I can answer most of those. I hope that was okay. Okay. Oh, let me go back here. Okay. I'll just type here. I hope that helps. Great. Okay. And if there's not any other questions here, if you are still planning a trip out here to Japan and you haven't come yet, once again, you can always find me at farsightjapan.com. That is my website. Let me pull that up one more time. If you're just looking for those tours, let me pull that up here real quick here. This is going to be Farsight Japan. This is where I actually have most of my tours. And then from here, if you scroll down to the bottom, you can actually send me a personal message. And these are all linked to my tours I do here in Tokyo. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions here also. Also, if you're setting up tours and everything like that. Okay? You can check that out here also. Okay? Fantastic. All right, if we don't have any other questions and answers, before we close out, I just want to say make sure that you check out my latest video, AI Decides, I Obey. This is a new series I have going on the channel. There's the JR Yamanote line that hits 30 stops on the Yamanote line. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to each stop and I'm having AI pick the places that I'm supposed to visit when I hit each of these 3 stops. And part of it is it's very, very spontaneous. I sometimes don't know what the AI is going to throw at me. Sometimes I disagree with the AI and we have a conversation. Anyways, it's just a great way. It's just one of my little adventures that I decided to experience. And I've been wanting to tackle all 30 of the stops on the Yamanote line anyways. So I figured this is a great way to do it. Why not document it and why not do it with an AI? So if you'd like to check this out, once again, that is you can see here, that is the Yamanote line challenge. And I've only hit 1 stop so far. So please check that out. Okay? All right. And as we slowly end up, if you found this video, I'm sure you found it very, very helpful. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. By commenting, sharing the channel out to people, it really, really helps me out a lot. I'm still just a small YouTube channel, as you can see. We don't have too big of an audience quite yet, but I'm hoping that you find all this information very, very useful. And if you did find it useful, please take it, share it with your friends and family, or anybody else you know who's planning a trip out here to Japan. The main thing is we want to get the word out. I'd love to spend some time with a lot of you out there. This channel is pretty much my main thing, and then doing the tours here in Tokyo. And so I'm hoping that this is reaching all of you. And for all of those of you who are planning on coming to Japan, I would love to be your guide and love to show you around. Okay? All right. That is the live stream for today. So I just want to say thank you for joining me on this. It was a good hour and a half. Very, very productive. I hope you found this information very, very useful. I just want to say thank you. It's been a pleasure. And of course, I'll either see you on the next round or see you in Japan. So with that, peace. All right.